Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you has had a fantastic weekend, wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to another Liverpool news episode for you guys this evening. And nothing happened, did it, chat, over the weekend? There was no controversial things that happened, nothing that went awfully wrong this weekend. Of course it did. It's the bloody Premier League, and let alone a Liverpool game, of course. And you guys would have known and seen, of course, all the controversial stuff over the last few days. Certainly towards the PGMOL, if I can get the bloody words out. Yes, the PGMOL, and all of the absolute disgraceful things that has come out since as well. And yeah, we will be discussing all of that. We'll be discussing, of course, Liverpool's statements that they did put out last night regarding, of course, the Luis Diaz offside, or actually, I'm going to rephrase that, onside decision, of course, that wasn't given, as we know now, unfortunately. And of course, we will discuss everything about that as well. We're also going to discuss Curtis Jones as well. Liverpool are set to appeal against his red cards that did happen in the Spurs game. And of course, we're going to have a update on Cody Gakpo as well. Doesn't look as serious as first thought. I think many of us thought it could be a very, very bad one, but by the looks of things, Cody Gakpo might just be out for 1 or 2 weeks, which of course is great news to hear anyway. But I will just dive straight into it, chat. Let me know how all of you are as well. If you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, guys, if you are new. And yeah, let's just dive straight into the madness then. And of course, Liverpool did post themselves, obviously did post on their Twitter page, obviously with their official statement saying Liverpool Football Club acknowledges the PGMOL's admission of their failures last night. It is clear that the incorrect application of the laws of the game did not occur, resulting in sporting integrity being undermined. And of course, you guys can go on and, of course, check out their official response to the failings as well. I will quickly though get up a obviously the main talking point of what happened in the statement, of course, as you guys can see but they on what Liverpool have mainly said in that statement. Of course, obviously, Liverpool's statement, key points, claiming sporting integrity was undermined, which, let's be honest, it was. Unhappy, play restarted so quickly with no subsequent intervention. Say PGMOL's labeling an incident of significant human error is unacceptable. Want improvements to I can't talk. Sorry, chat. Want improvements to process to prevent repeats of situation. And of course, exploring range of options, giving clear need for exclusion and resolution as well. And I think obviously, you'll either be majorly for this or majorly against it. Obviously, Liverpool fans in general, I think, are pretty much in agreement with everything that came out last night in the statement. And again, this for me, again, everything here I back from Liverpool. Again, look, the key points in the statement, it was, look, at the end of the day, this is such an impactful mistake by the PGMOL, and of course the VAR and the officials. Again, I don't think really until the end of the season we'll see the full impact of it potentially. Again, if Liverpool, are competing for a title, if Liverpool are fighting just for top four this season, I think personally Liverpool are fighting for a Premier League. Judging from just the performance alone against Spurs as well, but just as a general consensus of things as well. Again, the impact on it we don't know yet, and with the goal, or the goal that was disallowed, again, that would have put Liverpool up at 2-1 going into half time. Maybe even, maybe Liverpool hold out for a 1-0 win, who knows? But at the end of the day, again, the rules were not followed. Once again, a mistake in communication happened. We know this now. We know what did happen. Of course, the referees on field called for an offside. The VAR checked for about 2 seconds. Check complete. That was the only wording that was used between the VAR and the on-field official. And then supposedly at halftime, they told them, or the VAR booth told the referees on the field that there was mistake in communication, and there was supposed to be a goal for Liverpool Football Club. I don't believe that. I believe that the referees knew well before half time that it had happened. I think personally, if you go back, if you watch the game, or especially around the 10-minute period, I believe there was a throw in for Spurs, and during that time you could kind of tell that the referee's getting, something said in his ear, and just that facial expression alone, for me personally, that's when he gets told. Again, I'm not particularly sure what minute it's in, but for me, that's the moment when the referees get told and not beforehand. And again, they know then they've messed up, and I mean big time. Look, this isn't a small thing. It's a very big, impactful thing. Again, when you've got a club the size of Liverpool Football Club coming out and not taking, the PGMOL's crap, then in that regard, neither, it goes to show the level of consequence there is in, of course, the actions by the referees. And again, this is just mainly on the Liverpool point of things, but I think I mentioned in the post-match reaction that the biggest scale of things for me personally, it's not just about Liverpool, it's not just about this incident, it's about the whole consensus in general. And for me, Liverpool are just one piece of many pieces where the FA, the referees, they've you know we have the best league in the world and we have the worst officiating, and it shouldn't be like that. And I think Jamie Carragher and, to be fair, Frank Lampard mentioned good points on Monday Night Football, where we're the only country where we don't accept outside counsel in that regard. We don't accept um, help from the Bundesliga or help from the French league, but then our referees are going to, Saudi Arabia, for example. Again, the officiating was, again, I think the officials were out in Saudi Arabia less than 48 hours between, again, the Spurs game and out in Saudi. So it's a the referees are very much blatant on that. Again, there hasn't been I don't think we've had outside referees, I don't think, ever in the Premier League. I'm not particularly sure on that in particular, but one thing I would also bring up as well, and to be fair, this is the laughable point as well. Actually, to be fair, let me quickly read out Zane's comment, good senior Zane as well, saying, "I reckon to cover the tracks Curtis Jones appeal gets overturned. It could do." I was going to mention about that in a brief moment, but yeah, they could very well allow that. It'd be a good start though to the recovery, to be fair, but not so much in that regard neither. But we'll quickly get up as well a tweet from James Pearce on, of course, him saying that Liverpool have made a formal request to the PGMOL to receive the audio between the referee Simon Hooper and VAR Darren England during the process that led to the Luis Diaz goal being wrongfully disallowed. As well, also to add to this as well, which is laughable. So we've got Liverpool have asked for the audio, and also Sky Sports have also asked for the audio. Of course, Sky Sports supposedly have been asking all day to play the audio on Monday Night Football, and it got rejected according to Sky themselves. I'm not taking that as me saying that. Sky Sports themselves come out and said that no, it got rejected. That the PGMOL will not allow the release of the audio. Why? What have you got to hide? I know what they've got to hide. They're trying to, they did it. What was it? 2 weeks ago, I think it was, chat, or 3 weeks ago, when they had Howard Webb on and they were, going through all of the all the situations and that, and just taking out the details in certain situations. And that's what they're doing again. They're trying to make a positive spin, or make people second guess themselves a little bit in this situation, and they can't. because it is as plain as day, where the mistake has been made. They know it's been made. It's clear in the audio as well, by the looks of things. This is why they haven't released it to Liverpool. This is why they haven't released it to Sky Sports, or we haven't heard no word on it yet. As of recording, anyway, we haven't heard anything as of yet. And that's the thing. That's the bit and the the area where I find it funny, where they're just trying to hide it yet again, and where Howard Webb comes into it as well, and goes on Sky Sports and parades basically the changes that are happening, and also promotes as well, obviously trying to stop the referee abuse and this, that, and the other. And again, I don't think any human being should be abused. Look, I'm not implying that, but the big thing for me coming out of this situation with the VAR, and again, VAR, in my opinion, it's a good thing in football. It is. It's just the idiots that are on it. That's the thing for me. Where, and I've said it to you guys, if you look at the French league, if you look at the Bundesliga, if you look at even the Champions League itself, it's 10 times better than the Premier League. And there's a major concerning point about this. And again, it's not just Liverpool. There's different points in the season as well, and there will be different points in different games as well. That will be talking about exactly the same thing. And when we talk about the referees, especially again, Simon Hubert and down in England as well, what's their punishment going to be? And chat, if anyone is in, let me know your guys' thoughts. What's their punishment? What is it? A week off? A demotion down to the championship? What happens? Like, for me, that's not really a punishment. If you say to a referee that's made, or a VAR official that's made such a huge mistake, what do you do? Because at the end of the day, just giving them a slap on the wrist and going, "Oh, have a week off," have a week off to recover, and then you'll be back in a position this time next week. Why? Like, there needs to be something done. And again, I'm not saying someone should lose their job. Of course, I'm not. But there needs to be some sort of punishment, because at the end of the day, it's like I said, Liverpool, we don't know the effects on what happened to their season. Obviously, Spurs have got 3 points as well, and for some reason, Spurs fans and rival fans seem to think Liverpool want a rematch in that regard. Again, that wouldn't happen. It should happen, but it won't happen. But there needs to be some sort of punishment out there that is appropriate and correct for the mistake, because that could cost Liverpool a league title. It could cost Liverpool top four. It could cost them Champions League as well. You think of finance as well, where again the difference between Europa League to Champions League. Again, I think even Jurgen spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, where the main aim for Liverpool financially is to get into the Champions League year after year after year. And if this game stops Liverpool from doing that, then again, I know one game doesn't think of your season, but it adds such an effect to it, in my opinion, anyway. But overall, I think Gary Neville. I was very positive about Gary Neville on the weekend about his thoughts and his opinions on the situation. And then I think he came out after the statement this morning and was saying that again, Jurgen Klopp dealt with it correctly, but the Liverpool haven't dealt with it correctly. And the one thing I would say to Gary Neville is, imagine if it was Manchester United. Imagine if it was Salford. Just imagine in that aspect of things. I think Gary Neville will be doing exactly the same thing, if not more, in that way anyway. But more importantly, to the PGMOL, release the audio. That's the simple thing now. Release the audio in its entirety, not edited like you want it to be. Release it in its full. Liverpool will probably get that. We'll probably get a different version, but it's a big question mark. What do Liverpool do? Do Liverpool sue? Do Liverpool do? Again, they're looking at their options, so it will be very interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks off the field, certainly around the situation. And yeah, it will also be interesting when they do release the audio, because if they don't, or again, if they turn around I just have a feeling that they're going to turn around and go, audio's being lost or something like that. Uh, Again, Liverpool hopefully will come up with another statement and absolutely take the mick out of them as well in that statement anyway. But again, guys, if anyone's in, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments because, yeah, for me, I'm pretty calm now. Like, even after stream on Saturday, like, I just watching it again and I'm watching all the commentators and all the pundits and everyone have their opinion on it, and I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, how have you messed this up? The one thing that's supposed to be factual about VAR, and they F it up. Like, honestly, like, I was so enraged on Saturday night. But to be fair, and I said this on Twitter, if that's what it takes to beat this Liverpool team, then this is going to be a fun season for Liverpool. And more, and do you know what? I would be more disheartened about the results and losing and so on. But that's all I felt on the weekend was proud about this team, and I think everyone should be, because I think for a lot of people that was the sign that Liverpool are back. The mentality monsters are back in a certain degree. Obviously, us getting 3 points would have been brilliant, or even a point. But I think Liverpool, even though we lost, I think Liverpool are back to being those mentality monsters yet again. Because that, again, Liverpool should have at least got a point, if not 3 points. In that regard as well, and I think Chelsea just hit the post as well. Sorry, chat, as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway in the comment section down below. I'm going to quickly check if I haven't missed anything either, because knowing me, I do tend to miss things sometimes as well. I don't think I have, though, anyway, in terms of the PGMOL. I don't think they've released a statement either. So, again, it's just a waiting game. Actually, to be fair, yes, I did miss something. Apologies, chat. Let me quickly get Melissa Reddy's post up as well before I do forget. Of course, Liverpool want a comprehensive review into Saturday's failings rather than scapegoating by a single human. Deep dive into the situation, an explanation to explore the range of options available, and resolutions here. And of course, obviously, that's the link for Melissa Reddy's, of course, article on it as well. And look, again, Liverpool have simply not accepted the wording of it's just a simple human error. No, it's a massive human error, and a massive error that, again, will cost Liverpool if certain things don't go well this season. Anyway, which, again, like I said, I personally don't think so. Anyway, but again, it's not just Liverpool. That's not just the main talking point there. I think as a whole, certainly the Premier League, it needs to change. For me anyway, like it definitely, like, Liverpool need to get some. Not Liverpool, sorry. Like, all the teams need to start questioning the. We say the integrity, but they need to question the level of refereeing, because it's not good, and that's the annoying part about it. Is, again, look, everyone's human, don't get me wrong, but the level of officiating in the Premier League is awful. It's god awful. Like, every single week we're talking about the same, like, all the time we're talking about the referees making a certain decision. We're always talking about after a game. And again, that adds to the thrill, it adds to the excitement, you could say, of a Premier League game. But I think, and again, it's just incompetence. The fact that Liverpool, it's not just Liverpool. It's Liverpool. It's, I'm gonna say City, but it's not really City. It's Liverpool. It's it's the top teams. It's the lower teams as well. Of course, Liverpool do get some decisions for them, and I'm not arguing that fact. But I just look at it, and it's like the officiating is so poor in the Premier League, and I want the league to be better. Again, because at the minute the league's up there and the refereeing's down here, and it's god awful. And when we talk about, and some people talk about conspiracy, when, again, Chelsea fans have been kicking off for the last couple of weeks ever since Mike Dean kicked up that fuss about Anthony Taylor, saying that he wasn't going to send his mate to the monitor and so on because he made a mistake. Like that things like that where I look at it and it's like it's just little elements where you know this this generation of managers, oh, not managers, sorry, this generation of referees needs to go, and it desperately needs to go. And I think you need to get football people in. I think people that read the game. Like again, when we're going to talk about the Curtis Jones red card in a minute, but no one who plays football like thinks that's a red card. Like no one. And if you do, then again, that's your opinion, but you're wrong, in my opinion. But that's the sense where, again, everyone who's played football understands that tackle. Some idiot going over to a monitor on a still image when on a still image it looks completely worse. That's fair enough. And then when you do look at it like that, it's like, yeah, it's a blatant red card. But look at it in full motion, look at it at full speed. Again, we know that VAR do watch it in full speed. We know that they watch in slow mo as well, but they give it to the referees in the slowest motion. Like that's been confirmed. So what's the point in it? Play it in real speed, and then if the referees ask for it in slow mo, give them to them in slow mo. Like you're already giving them an opinion before they have their own, in my opinion. And that's just the level of the referees, again, in that sense anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway, chat. Down below anyway. Of course, Jackson as well saying, all right, lads. And chat as well. Yeah, if you are in, then lay yourselves no chat. Anyway, but we are going to discuss and talk then about Curtis Jones and of course, the red cards. Just of course quickly on that as well, because I did say I'll be half an hour, and to be fair, we're only 20 minutes in as well. But as you can see right now, anyway, you should be able to see it right now. Of course, Neil Jones coming out saying that Liverpool have made a formal request to again the PGMOL for the audio from Saturday's game at Liverpool. The Reds also appeal against Curtis Jones' red card in the game as well. So. And again, with Curtis Jones, it's a bit different to Diogo Jota, because I know plenty of people do get a bit confused between the two, on what they both miss. So conveniently, Jota's going to be playing the first champs of the Ultimate Team, if anyone knows about that. But Jota misses Brighton next week. We know that, again, that can't be reversed. So he does miss Brighton away next week. And if Curtis Jones's red card is not rescinded, then Curtis Jones misses, I think it's Brighton, Everton, and Forest as well. To be fair, I'm at that Forest game as well. So if anyone is going to the Forest game, then let us know. But yeah, he misses. Misses Brighton, Everton, and Forest. Those are the games that he misses, because again, it's classed as dangerous tackle, which realistically it wasn't. But I think even Sky Sports went through the process as well, and it doesn't fit two of the criterias which Liverpool might get away with for the appeal, maybe. And as I think, as Zane said earlier on, again, they might, repay Liverpool in allowing Curtis Jones off, maybe. But again, I don't see it personally, because again, like with the Alexis McAllister situation, I wasn't confident Macca's red card would be rescinded. Again, I have no faith in the FA or the PGMOL to rescind the red card. I don't. So unfortunately, I think Curtis Jones's red card will stand. Because again, if they were to turn around and go, oh yeah, we'll take off the suspension, again, you'll hear the uproar all over social media as well anyway. But we will, of course, anyway, talk about the Cody Gakpo situation as well for you guys anyway, before we do shoot off. I quickly find The Cody Gakpo news. There it is. So Cody Gakpo is set to miss. If I quickly get up James Pierce's tweet. That's not James Pierce's tweet. That's me. Sorry, chat. James Pierce obviously come out and said Cody Gakpo set to miss the game against Union and Brighton, but thankfully he's avoided serious injury via Tottenham. Of course, obviously Gakpo is set to be out until after the international break, which of course he does miss. The Obviously those two games he misses Everton, and he misses obviously he misses Everton Europa League game against Toulouse, I think it is, and then of course he misses Forest as well. So again, not too bad in the Cody Gakpo news. Of course, we did think that it might have been a bad one. I think reading on, I think it was Twitter, I think on a injury post, it could have been 12 weeks for Cody Gakpo. Which, if that was to be the case, again, that would be shocking. In that in that area as well, especially with Jota now being out as well. But look, I think it's a great opportunity for Darwin to fully cement his place as Liverpool's number 9. I think he's Liverpool's number 9 now. But to be fair, even with Cody Gakpo, he was slowly getting back to form after having to play in midfield for the first part of the season anyway. And I think obviously got his goal at the weekend as well, which obviously massively helped in that case. But I think overall, maybe having him obviously, because he'll come back at the international break, which will allow him in 2 weeks to fully heal as well, which of course would be good news then for the rest of the season, especially the busy period, because again, after this international break, it is then fully 2 games per week, just constantly on it on WeChat. So again, hopefully, it is just after the international break that he will be back. Again, we've heard this story before, though, with certain players and being injured and then obviously having a further problem. But hopefully, again, it's good news with Cody Gakpo anyway. But yeah, chat, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments anyway. But for me, it's better news considering the fact that we might be looking at 8 to 12 weeks with Cody Gakpo, which again, fantastic news in that sense anyway. But League, Champions League, relegation, survival are on the line with these refs, poor decision making as well. Yeah, absolutely, Jack, 100% agree with you there, lads, as well. But yeah, chat, I think we can leave it there for tonight anyway. Big thank you if anyone has tuned in. Anyway, don't know if anyone is in. Big thank you to Zane and Jack as well for commenting as well. Apologies, we have been away as well. Like I said, we've taken a little bit of time off, but we're back now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, we might do, we'll definitely be streaming tomorrow anyway, if anyone is in. And yeah, hopefully, I will, fingers crossed, when do we play? We play on Thursday, don't we, Jack? I keep thinking we play on Wednesday for some reason lately. But yeah, we play Thursday. So again, match preview will be on Wednesday for the Union game as well on Thursday. Sorry, chat, I'm all over the place at the minute. Big up as well, Jordan. Big up, Jordan. Hope you're doing well, mate. Got a new home in Australia with my new family. Good to hear that, Jordan, as well. Australia's a big country. So very hot as well. To be fair, would love to go one day as well. Anyway, but if you haven't watched already, go back. Of course, we're talking about the we've spoken about the PGMOL, we've spoken about the Liverpool statement, we've spoken about Cody Gakpo, we've spoken about Curtis Jones as well. Overall, just as a summary, get rid of the referees. Get rid of these current referees, bring in new ones, or like I said earlier on, bring in people from Serie A, bring in people from Bundesliga, the French league, please, because these referees are so bad, so bad. Get them gone, and then hopefully, we'll start to see the right decisions and the correct measures being brought into the Premier League. Anyway, fingers crossed. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. Anyway, hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. It's not even Saturday, Colin. It's Monday. There we go, chat. It's time for me to go bed. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you all later on. Ta-ra.